Oh man,
I don't even know what show this is. What show is this?
I
This
don't
is
know. Oh no,
331. All
331.
right, welcome to Share Beer 331. We got Dave and Mark here.
Hola.
Mark's fresh off his West Coast vacation.
Yes, yeah, had a lot of tasty beers in Portland, and it's good stuff. And I'm following up with another West Coast beer, although not from Portland, from the cellar.
Oh,
Oh,
Imperial Russian Stout 2009, the last bottle from that year that
who
I
says you
had.
can't have an
very,
Imperial
very
Russian
nice.
Stout in the summertime?
That's right. I mean, it's always stout time. It's always
Right.
Imperial Stout time.
I think,
I got the air conditioning on here.
yeah,
It's a
I
nice,
think so.
comfortable 74.
Yeah,
It
that's
might be
right.
94 outside, but
A nice, comfortable, dry 74.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's
No?
the key. But no, it was a good trip. Very good trip. We can talk about those beers if I can remember. I'm about to open up Untapped and kind of scroll through some of the beers I had because I can't remember
Oh,
all of them.
yeah, I bet it's a
There were just
blur.
too many.
Yeah. But that's a beer you've had many times, and
Yeah, this one I've had. I bought 4 bottles of this in 2009. Drank one right away. Another one a couple years later. I had the third one like in November of last year, I think, on this show. So
yeah.
this is now over 6 years old at this point.
Oof, man.
Wow.
And the
Oh.
nose. What's the nose first? What I mean.
You get there's like smoke, like almost like a cigar room type of
Oh yeah.
like
Wow.
with the leather chairs and the dark chocolate and oh yeah, tobacco and leather. I mean, that's definitely there. And you get some dark fruit and coffee, chocolate. Mm.
It's just a real good cigar with
And
that.
it hasn't lost. Oh, this would be a perfect cigar beer. It hasn't lost anything. It's still really, really rich. I mean, look at the carbonation, still good.
Yeah.
Yeah, excellent beer. I'm kind of sad that I don't have another 3 or 4 bottles of this 2009, but I do have 10, 11, 12, and 13 and 14 still.
Oh
So
well, you're not hurting.
I got to get a 15. 15 came out 2 months ago, I think. Have you seen it, Dave or Jim?
I have not. I
Okay.
haven't.
It usually comes out in June, I think. But it is a light beer. It's just above session, I think. Colorado session.
Is it for an imperial?
No,
I mean, what is it? A 10?
it's 10.5. So I think Zach's definition of a session beer is 10%. So it's
That's
just
right.
barely. It's just
Barely.
barely over sessionable.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, this is definitely drink 3 or 4 bottles, you'll be fine.
Yeah. No
Right
problem.
Right about where you need to be.
Mm-hmm.
Get you right there.
Yeah. Just to go straight to jail. Matter of fact.
Driving the porcelain bus, that's for sure. You drink 4 bottles of this, yeah.
Yeah.
Big
Yeah.
bottle.
Just if you do drive, just after 3 or 4 bottles of that, just make sure you go straight to jail. Just
Yeah.
check yourself in and get it over with. I mean, just go. All the formalities.
Yeah.
And
Get
when
a
you
cab,
do
have it
check
taken
yourself
to jail.
in,
Yeah.
when you do check yourself in, do it before you wreck yourself.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, it's that's what I'm saying. Just drive over there. Just tell them, look, man, I'm all messed up.
I'm checking myself right now.
I thought I'd save, maybe it'll knock a few months off my sentence here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah, they do that beer right. That's for sure. I've never had one aged. I imagine it's phenomenal.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it hasn't. It was
Stuff
good,
like-
brand new. I mean, but it was a little hot, and all the stuff, all the flavors had.
Hey, do we know if you can buy that aged? That's one of those
don't know.
beers.
I
I
don't
wonder
know
if you
if they
could
were-
buy it
I'm
aged.
sure they have something. Yeah,
Yeah.
they do a lot with that stout. I mean,
Yeah.
mix it with all kinds of stuff. I'm sure they got like bourbon barrel aged something.
Yeah, they probably do. I haven't looked specifically for
I've-
that, but
I've probably even had it. Really, I mean, we drink
and
a lot of.
I don't know what I think that this year's bottle is probably somewhere between $8.99 and $10. $10.99. So it's like a bottle of wine. I mean, that's basically the way to look at it. It's such a substantial beer. It lasts so well. It ages so well. Where a lot of beers really, you don't want to age them. This you can age. I mean, this is 6 years old and it still tastes fantastic. So
Yeah, I could imagine.
you get a couple more years out of it, easy. But never too late to drink a good beer.
Oh yeah, and then those beers like that, man, when you have them, it's just it's almost indescribable, really, the
Mhm.
smells and the
Yeah.
taste you're
Yeah.
getting,
No,
because they're just so
hmm
matured.
Oh yeah. No, it's an excellent beer. I gave it 4.5 stars on Untapped. I think it's gonna get that again. 6 years
And,
old.
and what do you have in there, Dave?
I am enjoying an Avery Brewing Uncle Jacob's Stout, batch number 4 of their annual barrel series.
Ooh.
Hmm.
16.9% on that one.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
is it? Oh yeah.
Uncle
Wow.
Jacob's Stout. Ooh. Yeah. Well, Avery makes some gigantically huge beers.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
one of them for sure. It's a big
Yeah.
one.
So that's a definite 4-pack, or was that just singles?
I don't know. A buddy brought this over the other day. Brought this one and something else that was 14 something, and
Okay.
I think it was an Avery beer too. So
hmm
I would imagine he got him from the singles section.
Now, is that an 8-ounce bottle, maybe, or
No,
an
I don't think so.
11.2? Is that an 11.2?
No, it's a 12. It's a full
It's a
12.
12. Okay. That's. I imagine you couldn't get that in a bomber. I mean, that's probably, or
I
maybe
don't
you
know if
could,
I've
I
seen
guess.
any Avery beers and bombers around here.
They do some of their
Yeah, no,
IPAs are
sure I
in
have.
bombers. Yeah.
Let me see
They've
what
got
they
the
got.
what's the series? The Dictator series, where
Well,
they've got like um, German theme, like the not Hitler, but I can't think of it. But
I
they do
hope
this
kind
not
of
this
Hitler.
this is all new here.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I don't know what that is, but that scares me a little bit.
The Hitler beer now.
Yeah,
Hitler beer.
yeah. I don't know what. Uh,
The little hat, the Kaiser series. You know those guys, the German, like those motorcycle helmets that have the one spike on the top.
oh,
That
okay,
kind of
okay,
thing. The
Oh,
Kaiser
oh,
series, they call
okay,
it.
okay, okay. Yeah, all
Yeah,
right, all
yeah.
right. Yeah, I
Yeah, I
was,
couldn't think of it. This session beer's getting to me already.
yeah, yeah. I didn't. Yeah, that could have went weird.
You could have driven that bus
Uh,
off the road really quick.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to, and I used discretion there. I
Okay.
used some self-editing right there, and yeah, that's where, as Dave calls it, I was stalling, or what is he like?
tiptoeing.
Yeah, I was tiptoeing.
Tiptoeing.
Yeah.
Tiptoeing, yeah.
hmm
Well, they
I'm
do.
also having a sandwich here. I've been fortunate enough to now run into some connections that have their own avocado trees, and
Oh, cool.
I've currently got avocados coming out of my butt. So
Oh,
I'm using them for spread and everything I can think of.
Oh, avocados are great. And they're really I mean, man, they're just good for you, too. I mean, they're loaded with all the good vitamins and stuff. And
Mhm.
so what is this? Oh, Demons of Ale. Okay, yeah.
Mhm.
See Kaiser. Yep. See Maharaja, Kaiser, and
Maharaja.
Tsar.
Yeah, and the Czar, yeah.
Uh-huh. And then they've got their Demons series, too, I think.
yeah.
Yeah, these
Oh, that's
things.
what we had the other night. Was that one on the left, the oak age is it Samuels or the one
Yeah.
with the
Oh, man.
that was the
Yeah.
other one he brought over. Was that one?
Yeah, I've had a Beast
Samael
and
or
Mephistopheles, and oh my
The
gosh,
listen.
Grand Cru. What was that? What was that beast like?
it was 18.6%, and I bought a bottle when we were in Colorado a couple years ago. So I think it was 2013, and it was a 2010 bottle that was in the store. It was in the beer store in Fort Collins. So I bought it, and then I had it in 2014, I think, and it was it's like a perfect mix between a imperial stout and a quad. I mean, it's just talk about flavor. And it was a 12-ounce bottle, and that was all you needed. I mean, that was
Yeah,
one of those bottles at 18%. Man.
the one I had, the Samaels or whatever that one is, the one on the left there with the
hmm
wings. That one it was more of a I don't want to say a monk beer, but kind of had that English ale, but it was like everything was huge in it. I mean,
Yeah.
you weren't going to be drinking a bunch of them. It was just too much flavor going. I mean, there was flavors coming from all over the place, and every one of them was
Yeah.
solid. There
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
it was very You don't want to hand that to somebody that is drinking the old Bush Light or something. They are gonna.
You had a Bud Light. Here, try one of these.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Let me introduce you to craft beer.
Yeah, let me.
That's not a gateway beer. That would not qualify as a gateway beer.
I wouldn't say any of those are close to being gateway beers.
Oh, man,
No.
no. These are professional level beers here. I mean, you got to be a professional.
Yeah.
You got to like full flavored beers, and a lot of people still don't.
Emphasis on the per. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you got to be a professional. Yeah,
Yeah.
because there's no way.
Yeah.
There's no way. You really got to like different craft beers, and like you said, Mark, some people go more the IPA route. They really like their IPAs, and they're not real crazy about stouts and darker beers, and some people are the opposite of that. They like more darker beers, and some not so much the IPAs, but you start someone, you're gonna scare them away forever. That's
You're gonna go. Their head's gonna blow up.
Yeah. Some of your more serious alcoholics might appreciate the alcohol in that beer, but they can't take all those flavors.
No, it is.
All those flavors.
These beers are just totally meant to just be sipped and enjoyed.
Yeah, if you're the guy that's buying a 30-pack of Milwaukee Light.
Yeah.
This
beer would not be for you.
Well, it might be, but it's going to be very shocking to you. For sure.
Yeah.
Hopefully, it is for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would not be. And me and myself, I'm going the non-alcoholic route tonight, and my first beverage of the evening is Phoenix's Finest, but in a 8-bit brewery glass.
Okay, that makes it better. That's a great glass. I love that logo.
Yeah. So it is like beer, just without all the extra stuff in it.
Yeah.
Essentially.
This is Phoenix's Finest water here, with in an 8-bit brewing glass, and their slogan is, "It's not a beer, it's a health potion." On the gaming theme there. Yeah. And then my next one will be one of these new brisk half and half iced tea and half lemonade. They also have half iced tea and half raspberry tea, or drink or tea or something. But they do have those two selections. I have seen those. 60 calories a can.
Okay.
So it's not too bad, and they're not carbonated, if I remember right. It's 112 today here in Phoenix, so it's definitely the weather for a lemonade and an iced tea together. So you definitely can crush
tequila.
Tequila, that might make it about 120.
Yeah. It'll warm you up a little more.
Just get it there.
Yeah.
Yeah, tequila seems to... tequila's one of those... Okay, you can get people to take a shot of... you don't really shoot vodka, right? But you can have someone to have a drink with vodka in it. You can have someone to have a drink with whiskey, anything else. You bring in tequila, and people are like, oh... That's one of those...
Yeah,
that's one of the... Where they
serious.
You mention a shot of tequila to somebody, and they mention it right back. You ever notice that? You're like, hey, tequila, and you're like, tequila.
Yeah.
Start doing a bunch of math, trying to figure out if this is really where you do want the night to go here, but do you really want the night to go this way?
Yeah.
Tequila's one of them drinks.
Yes, no.
Tequila's one of them drinks, right? Where it's like, you ever notice that you mention tequila, and the person's immediate response is tequila. You know what I'm saying? They repeat it back, and the way they repeat it back is if they're gonna want it or not. You know what I'm saying? Or it's usually they have to think about it. It's like, tequila,
I know every time somebody mentions it, unless it's in a margarita, tequila is not in my vocabulary.
No, me neither.
It's in a well-mixed margarita, I'm fine, but outside of that, no.
Yeah, tequila is one of those, man, where you because you can whip out a beer. You know what I'm saying? And oh yeah, beer, yeah. But you don't. You say, hey, you want a beer, and people don't go beer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like they usually go yes or no. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You go, hey, how about tequila? And people, tequila. Well,
Most people have had a bad. I would bet most of the people have had a really bad experience with tequila, and that's why
everybody has.
yeah.
they're like running through, like you're saying, Dave. They're running through their head, going, "Oh, wait a minute. Last time I had that, ooh, I don't know. Do I want to go there again?
I absolutely do want to go there again, but do I have enough money?
Have I learned enough from my mistakes?
Do I have enough? Is there enough battery in my phone to get through all this?
Yeah.
Yeah, tequila's one of those drinks, man. And I see people sampling tequila, right? They'll go to a few different tequila distilleries and sample. I mean, if you go down to Mexico, you're done, son. They're gonna make you drink tequila,
Yeah, I mean, you have no choice.
I mean, some of the fine stuff too. I mean, you get to some of those real expensive tequilas, and they are, oh man, they're good. And they just go down like nothing.
See, you don't need that in a tequila. That's why tequila's supposed to be. You don't need that tasting.
Actually, that is the problem with tequila too, right? Like, once you start getting in, in some of the finer tequilas, it's just like any other spirit. But
yeah, I mean, most spirits are that way. When you get into some of the good ones,
yeah, you have good experiences. But the problem is, we've all started with Jose. And
the bottom shelf tequila. You have to crawl on the floor to get.
Yeah, it is.
And that's what you do after you drink it. You're crawling on the floor. I mean, so it's like a premonition. If you got to crawl on the floor to get your liquor, that's what you're going to be doing after you drink it. I mean, really.
Yeah, it's just a matter of, if you get along with Jose or not. You know what I'm saying?
Jose is a friend of mine.
Yeah, that's the problem. A lot of us have, in order to get to tequila, you had to go through Jose. And,
Jose can be a mean SOB. At least he was to me a few times.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, gringo, I'm going to kick you in the ass.
And there are beers with tequila in them, right?
That Oculto, which was supposed to be absolutely vile. Has anybody had that?
Yeah, I reviewed it.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, and was it a drain pour?
Yeah, no, not a drain pour, but I mean, it wasn't. I found it super sweet. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like it was. Hardly any different than any of your other big macros. You know what I'm saying? It was just a really sweet, not. I can see that being the party beer, right? Like I see that like geared towards your early age drinkers, right? Your early 20-somethings that you want to be a little. If you drink Corona, you're probably going to drink that.
Yeah. I would think so.
And it wouldn't ain't a bad thing. I mean, but
yeah.
If that's your thing, that's your thing. Not necessarily a bad thing, but yeah, that tequila is one of those drinks where I've noticed that. I've been paying attention to that because you're like, hey, you want a shot of tequila? Ooh, tequila.
Who does that to people too? I don't think I have ever asked anyone in my entire life if they wanted a shot of tequila. I have never done that to anyone. I would never be that mean. But I mean, there's always somebody asking. There's always somebody asking. Shot of tequila. Yeah. No, why would you ask me that? Tequila.
Yeah. It is, but it's one of those. You check people's responses to it because it's kind of like the F word. You know how people say, there's many different ways to say the F word. You know what I'm saying? And tequila is one of those drinks too, where tequila, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Or tequila, yeah.
Same word, different outcome.
Yeah, or tequila, like.
Yep.
It's one of those well, like we say about Pabst, right? Like
Mhm.
people like Pabst usually because it's a memory beer, right? Like it's one of those beers where you remember, your dad or somebody, right? Like
Mhm.
it's a memory beer.
Yep. Yep.
And tequila is one of those memory drinks.
Yeah. Usually bad memory.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
man.
Pabst is one of those beers too, where
Mhm.
you can mention Pabst and people have some sort of memory with it that
Mhm.
goes, especially if you're our age. But now, heck, it's getting well, it's gotten so popular and everything that
Mhm.
even your newer drinkers have new memories of it, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's all brewed by the a company that I think bought, was it Pabst or Schlitz, and then they bought up all the recipes. So they bought up Olympia beer, which I hadn't had since college, but I had one out in Oregon, and it's
Mhm.
brewed by Pabst Brewing Company in Chicago or Milwaukee. So it's the company's buying up all the recipes and all the old names and brewing the beers.
On that note, actually, now that you mention it, I'll share my screen. I have let me see here. There it is. Ba-ba-ba. Here we are. Share. Okay. I have a story here. 11 brewers make over 90% of all U.S. beer.
I believe that.
Pabst is one of the brands they mention here. You can see they've gone through, by this time in the article that I got to, they've gone through your InBev and Budweiser,
Mhm.
Miller Coors. Now they're on Pabst, and these are the different breweries that are under that umbrella. Uh, Ballantine, Old Milwaukee, Lone Star,
Miller
Rainier,
Coors.
Olympia.
So
Uh,
it looks like Miller Coors owns all that stuff.
yeah, it's
Schaefer, Stroh's. Wow,
right,
Old
and it
Style.
says that its beers are brewed in either Miller Coors facilities or by contract brewers in places like Cold Spring, Minnesota. Uh, but its brands are mostly malt liquor filled placeholders until Pabst can get around to reviving them. So they did. However, it was sold for 700 million last year after fetching its 250 million in 2010.
Wow, that's a hell of a return.
Hmm.
Two and a half, two times almost in 5 years. That's not bad. I'll
So it
take
says
that.
it's a California-based company. I guess I didn't realize that.
Hmm.
And
Wow.
they
So look at
had
all those. Look at all those brands. That's great. Rainier, Olympia, Lone Star, National Bohemian.
look at their 5.3 million barrels worth of
Yeah,
sales.
that's crazy. Yeah. Schaefer. Schaefer is the one beer to have when you're having more than one. That's
Now
good.
this part of this article here, I'm gonna let me post the link in
Yeah, that sounds like.
the chat.
Whoa,
Yeah,
Whoa!
that's
we're
pretty cool.
Multi-dimensional.
Whatever
so
we do, let's do it
there's the
again.
what I found interesting about this was the Boston Beer Company. Now you
Yep.
have the brands. You have Samuel Adams, Angry Orchard, Twisted Tea, a lot of those new
Mm-hmm.
cider type of
Mm-hmm.
drinks, right? It says Boston Beer Company, and they have their stock thing there. Reached 4 million barrels of production last year, and based on its growth pattern, I hate these little pop-up things here.
Yeah.
Okay, there it goes. And based on its growth pattern of the past 5 years, should size itself out of the Craft Brewers Association definition of craft brewer within 3 years.
Oh man, that's kind of problem you want to have.
So that
Yeah.
but now they're going to be a macro brewer.
Yeah.
They'll,
Is it
they'll,
what, 5 million barrels? I don't know. I don't know what the official.
I, I didn't look up. It does have the link there if you want
Yeah.
to check it out, but but you can look up the definition of the Craft Brewers Association.
So let me see here. It says annual production of 6 million barrels or less. 6 million or less is considered craft beer by the Brewers Association.
Okay, so then you're a craft brewer.
So that means Pabst is a craft brewer. They have only 5.3 million barrels. They're a craft brewer.
They are actually.
Oh, right.
Yeah, they're a craft brewer.
Or crap. Or, wait a minute. Craft or crap? I don't know.
Yeah, they're. But I found that interesting.
Oh yeah.
What's really interesting to me is in the beginning of this article, of course, they start talking about some of the numbers with beer. There are 3,400 breweries in the U.S. That's the most since 1873.
Yep. I believe that.
However, they said 1,400 of those are brew pubs that aren't putting beers on bar tabs or store shelves.
Yeah.
So, also the 1,900 or so microbreweries that exist are competing in the U.S. beer market, which exactly 9 companies control 90% of all beer sold.
So you have 1,900 microbreweries grabbing for that extra 10%, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy numbers. But the craft beer's share of the market rose 17.6% last year, accounting for 11% of beer volume and $19.6 billion of the beer industry's $101.5 billion in sales. That's big numbers, man. Beer ain't going anywhere, my friend. People love beer. I mean,
beer ain't going anywhere.
It ain't going anywhere. Look, that 101.5 billion in sales. That's all beer in the U.S. market. That's a lot of money. And craft beer was 19.6 billion of that.
Something that might go somewhere. That makes me kind of sad. You seen this?
Oops, let me stop the... What was that, Dave? What is that?
So here's something that might go somewhere. You said beer ain't going anywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of tied it in there. This is I think a temporary label till next year, or the baby may be going away. I don't know. It's illegal in some states because that baby's on the label.
Yeah.
And this popped up recently, which I don't know. I haven't seen a beer with this label on it. So I don't know.
What does that say? Left the crib for a little bit. What is it? Call me if you need me. And they have the number. Okay. Yeah, that baby was just getting way too controversial, wasn't it? I mean, just sometimes certain things they just might not be worth it.
Well, I mean, if you're making beer out of fresh squeezed babies, you got to put a baby on the label. Yeah. I mean, I don't know what the controversy is, really.
Yeah, it's yeah, in this day and age, man, they're probably just not willing to go through the aggravation anymore. I don't know. So are they definitely going to change that label?
I don't know. This is just something that I've kind of seen bouncing around. What it means, I don't know. I don't know if this is a label it's actually on or if this is some internet thing. I don't know. The number's real. I've heard. I haven't tried. We could try to call it, see what it says. I've heard it.
I don't have my phone nearby.
Let me see if I can figure out how to actually make a phone call. I don't do that often.
I guess I could use my Google Voice, but I don't.
522-2720.
It's probably their number, I would assume.
Hey, thanks for calling and checking up on me. I'm currently not allowed in my home state of Michigan, so I'm hanging in the rest of the Founders distribution footprint this fall. Leave me a message to let me know how much you love double chocolate coffee oatmeal stouts, where you're drinking your beer, or how badly you want me to come home. My Founders family may even use your voicemail for something fun. Maybe I'll see you again next year. And then again, maybe not.
Well, I have to say he's a very well-spoken baby.
That's one of the best spoken babies I've heard ever.
He is well beyond his year. or whatever.
Yeah, well beyond his year. Exactly. Yeah, he's Because I have a little nephew that's 2, and he ain't speaking that good. You know.
Yeah. Here, I don't know if this will work. I've never posted anything.
That's pretty cool, man. That's pretty cool that they have that message and everything, and you can leave a message. That's very cool, man. I dig that.
Does that work for you? There's some words about it in the group chat there.
Oh, let me check it out.
I don't know if I did that right.
Okay, here we go. Oh, Founders officially rips baby from Breakfast Stout logo. So yeah, that's it. I think the baby is gone, right? Let's see. Founders officially relabels Breakfast Stout due to a law regarding the misuse of images of minors all on alcoholic beverages. Yeah. Okay. Well, that makes sense.
I don't. This is from the beer review crew, which I have no idea. I don't know who they are, but I mean, it's on the internet, so it's got to be true, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah. There's now a note on the refrigerator that reads, "Left the crib for a bit. Call me if you need me."
See, they're gonna have some problems even with that new label, if that's a new label, because there's gonna be people upset that that's one of them older refrigerators that a baby can get caught in or a child can get caught in. You can't get out from the inside.
Oh, good Lord!
You know? I know with the avocado green paint and everything, they're not. They changed it a little bit, but they're still gonna get in trouble. You can't use refrigerators like that.
I don't think they'll get in trouble for this. I mean,
the baby's in the refrigerator. Open the refrigerator.
Yeah, he put the note on the refrigerator, and then the baby went in the refrigerator because he was going on vacation in the refrigerator. So he's in the refrigerator suffocating, and I think we're reading way too deep into that. Yeah, I think we're way too deep on that. But it's interesting nonetheless. Let's see. The message follows. Oh, okay. And then he pretty much types out the whole message that you get in the when you call the number. Like you said, I don't know how factual this brew review crew is .com. But another website for people to check out. I know that I have them on my feed list. So this is one of the blogs that I do check out for some of my beer news. So and if you're, I love some of these ads they have on here because you get different beer apparel and whatnot. That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, as long as they keep putting the same thing in the bottle, I don't care what they put in the bottle.
Yeah, just keep putting stuff. So this see, this is this iced tea with lemonade, man.
Yeah, I'm back.
There he is. I was wondering what happened. You froze up all of a sudden.
Yeah, the router locked up on me.
It was mad about that label, man.
I think it was. Yeah.
I think in Georgia they were on the forefront of this issue right here, and so that was between that and the Google, Mark really set off a firestorm.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you got the label, the mystery label.
Yeah.
Is that in protest to the Planned Parenthood thing?
Well, according to the brew review, say that 10 times fast, right?
Right.
Brew review crew. That this is the new logo for Breakfast Stout. No more baby on the logo. You cannot have apparently the use of images of minors on alcoholic beverages.
So it's not brewed with fresh babies anymore?
It better be.
Yeah.
I think they can say that it's brewed with fresh babies, and
You
they
just
have
can't show the fresh babies?
well, they have the babies in the refrigerator. That's what we come to the conclusion.
Oh, okay.
Because that's an old refrigerator, and we think that the baby went in that old fridge and couldn't
Baby's
get
in the
out.
refrigerator. Yep.
Okay.
And
All right. That explains it. Yeah.
so they're preserving the babies in the refrigerator
Okay.
for the breakfast stout. See?
Oh, okay. That makes sense. Yeah.
They use the babies for yeast. See? Yeah. That's what's happening there. They're using the babies as their yeast. And,
I wonder when their next batch is coming out. I know we don't get it. It's not available here unless you find some leftover from last year. So I don't. Usually it comes out around October. So maybe they're just trying to drum up some excitement about it or something.
Yeah. I'm trying to get.
Here's another cool article. You can check this one out. This one here, whoops, let me go to my screen share once again. I'm glad this is working better these days. You remember the days when you could only use it once and pretty much done. So Terrapin Beer teams up with Walking Dead for a Blood Orange IPA.
Yeah.
Cool
Terrapin
label for
releasing. Oh, yeah, look at that label.
Yep.
Blood Orange IPA from Terrapin.
Yeah.
Terrapin has some fantastic beers too.
Yeah, they do. They do a very good job. They're one of the better ones out there.
So it'll be well, let's see. The next season starts in October. I don't see anything about the release of it though. Maybe they're going to release it with the season, I would imagine.
Yeah, probably like a fall. It's like a Halloween IPA type thing. Yeah.
Actually, yeah, that makes a lot of sense, right? Yeah, like it would be
orange.
Yeah, I don't see anything in this little posting about when it's going to be available. But if they already have the label, you have to have the label right before you have the beer. So
yeah, you got to have the label approved. Yeah.
It is well on its way.
Cool.
So, but I thought that was a pretty cool. I'm definitely a fan of Terrapin, and I'm definitely a fan of Walking Dead.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I still got a few episodes from last season to finish watching. So.
Blood oranges are pretty tasty too.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. So what's that going to be like? A really rich, intense kind of a.
I would imagine it would be slightly sweet too.
Yeah.
Kind of a sweet IPA.
Yeah.
That's good beer. That would be a good beer.
Probably not a lot of orange. Well, it's hard to say. I mean,
it's hard to say which way they'll go with it, but there could be a lot of orange in it, really. If it's an IPA, I would,
absolutely. It says it's got a horrific amount of hops in it.
Yeah,
so.
If they use a lot of orange, and they got to put a lot of hops in to balance out the sweetness of the orange. Yeah.
Or the orange might be balancing out the hops.
That's true. That's true.
Now here's another article about Pennsylvania and beer. It might be interesting. So the article is saying that studies show that beer is vital to Pennsylvania economy.
Hey, okay.
Right? The studies show now. This is according to Beer Serves America report released Tuesday at a congressional hearing by the Beer Institute and National Beer Wholesalers Association. Yep. So the study from those two institutes, right, and the institute and the association showed that the beer industry had a $9.2 billion economic impact on Pennsylvania's economy in 2014. It provided more than 70,000 direct jobs, paying $3 billion, and generated more than $1 billion in federal, state, and local tax revenue. So
yeah, but that's like 3 DUIs, ain't it?
It's like $1 billion of DUI.
But hey, that's if that's any indication, that's just one state, right?
Yeah.
And
no, it's a huge thing. And beer breweries are, I think the average wage is going to be a little higher than a typical manufacturing job.
Mm-hmm.
and it brings in tourism too.
Yeah,
People,
that was one thing we talked about a few weeks ago, Mark. We mentioned that the fact that, even though these are small craft breweries, once they get, established and so forth, when they start hiring for other jobs, I mean, these are good paying jobs. We never really talk about that. But these are good paying jobs as well. They're not little, people are making a big movement for $15 minimum wage jobs, and these are well within that, I'm assuming, right? I'm definitely assuming that these are $15 an hour and north jobs. If you're in the brewing part of it, if you're a server or something, that might be different, but
yeah. No, I would agree. I mean, I think it's probably pretty decent.
yeah, I would definitely assume, because anybody that's working actually in the brewery itself, actually brewing the beer, those are valuable jobs. I mean, you definitely, I would think, need to pay somebody a decent wage to acquire their services to do that sort of thing.
Yep.
But yeah, we don't talk about that a lot, but right there, that's a good indication of how much of an impact beer is having, craft beer specifically is having on just one state. So,
there's been a lot of craft breweries open up in Pittsburgh specifically. My brother, lives there, and he said there's been so many that have opened up in the last year, probably 15 or 20. And all those have jobs and generate revenue.
So here's another article that might be a little closer to Mark's heart. It's a article on Sweetwater. The Pit and the Pendulum joins Cork and Cage series.
Ooh.
So fresh off the line from the new Cork and Cage series, Sweetwater Brewing is waxing poetic with the Pit and Pendulum, a peachy take on Belgian-style brew that flows into bottle shops and top beer joints this week.
That sounds absolutely horrible.
So it's Belgian yeast, Brettanomyces, and freshly pureed peaches.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. That might be interesting.
There is nothing better than a fresh peach, but you really can't do much with them.
Yeah.
Other than you can make a good cobbler or something, I guess. And don't get me wrong, grabbing a fresh peach when it's ripe, but if you try to make anything out of it, it ain't no good.
Yeah.
Especially if you're using flavorings. You can't have like peach flavored water or peach flavored bubble gum.
Yeah, I agree.
Just don't work.
You got to use real peaches. It's like the breakfast stuff. You got to use fresh peaches.
Got to use fresh babies.
Yeah, you use fresh babies and fresh peaches, you get a good result. I like peach flavored stuff. I would definitely try this. I think that you definitely can get a good peach flavored Belgian out of this. Yeah. I don't see why. It sounds good to me. I mean, if you're, I'm not a fruity beer guy, but I would definitely try this.
I'll have to go to the growler store and see if they have it.
Especially from Sweetwater. I mean, they Sweetwater does a lot of good stuff, man.
Yeah, they do.
That's definitely a good brewery.
Yeah, we've got some really good breweries here. I mean, Sweetwater and Terrapin are probably the two probably biggest craft brewers.
So it's small batch, right? Limited quantities annually, and will be packaged in 750 milliliter bottles with cork and cage finish.
Cool. It's like a bottle of wine.
Yeah.
I have to go pick one of those up this weekend. That sounds pretty good.
Yeah, because it says it's this week. It was released, and this is a post as of the 31st. So
probably this weekend it'll be in the stores. Yeah.
I don't check too to see. I should check, but I don't check to see if I can get Sweetwater in my area.
So I was just looking at their beers. None of them look familiar to me. I must not be able to
No, they have still fairly limited. They do North Florida, Tennessee, South Carolina, Alabama, and maybe some North Carolina too. But pretty much just the Southeast. And they don't even do all of Florida. I think it's just like North Florida.
Mm-hmm.
But they did expand last year. They almost doubled their capacity, I think. So I think they are going to start go to more states east of the Mississippi. I don't think you'll see them west of the Mississippi for quite a while. They're just not that big. They sell 90% of what they sell is in Georgia, I'm sure. Well,
now I did. Well, I'm familiar with Sweetwater because of Mark for sure, but we have, what do we have? Maybe 3 or 4 guys that'll come in from their market, from Sweetwater's market. At least 3, right?
Mm-hmm.
That are in Sweetwater's market.
Yeah.
So it's something that's talked about. It's one of those breweries that's talked about on this show a lot. That's for sure. So.
They have a relatively limited area, but that limited area covers a lot of people. I mean, Atlanta's 5 million people in and of itself, so it's a pretty big metro area. So.
And then I'll finish up with a quick one here. Here's the, oops, put the link over here. I keep checking the Q&A. I don't see nobody in there. This one here is a...
We're giving all the information people need. They don't need to ask questions.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, we're answering all the questions. That's what it is.
Yeah.
So this is one item
of our beer knowledge. They're frozen. They can't even type.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's absolutely what it is here. So this is one item that every beer enthusiast should own, right? The one item, and it's a stainless steel beer growler.
Yeah.
So that everybody, if you're a beer enthusiast, you really need to have a growler. At least one, so that you can bring home your favorite beer from whatever craft microbrewery. So, like they said in that other article we talked about, 1,900 of them don't even hit the shelves. So, the only way
here in Georgia, you're not allowed to take beer. I guess you can take up to 144 ounces now. So it's like a 12-pack.
Well, this looks like a growler that I need to have. I mean, it's got the flip top.
Have one? Don't you have a stainless steel growler, Joe?
I don't.
Because when I was in Portland, I was at the Deschutes Brewing Company, and it was kind of a rainy day, and the bar was packed. It was absolutely $29. That's a deal. I'm buying one. Prime.
$29.
I like it in black. Look at this, man.
Yeah. I met a guy there who actually grew up in Youngstown, Ohio, which is real close to Pittsburgh. But he had a stainless steel growler that he got from Deschutes in Bend, Oregon, which is their home base. And it was a 64-ounce growler, and it was black, but it had Deschutes on it. And he paid $59 for it or something. But it was a sweet growler. I mean, it was really, really nice. And he was like, "This thing is great. It keeps the beer cold all day." I mean, it's like a super thermos.
Oh, they're a thermos as well?
Yeah, I mean, it's insulated.
Yeah.
The one he had was insulated, and I mean, it was very nice. But $29, that's a good deal.
This one here, let me see. I'll put the link to the Amazon where I'm at.
I'm gonna add it to my wish list right
now. In the chat here, because that one, I swear to God, I'll have that by the end of the week.
Yeah.
Well, now look, they have another version. Ooh, this one's $22.
Yeah, I just saw it. Mine came up for $22, Joe.
I swear to God, that's buy it now. That's buy it now.
64-ounce capacity, made of stainless steel. Ideal gift for beer lovers.
Yeah, you bet it is. Yeah, you bet your ass it is. Yeah.
I bet they're not thermoses though. They're not.
But you have the insulated growler carrying case for it, and that's only $17.99. Okay. Did you see that? Scroll down.
So you get $40.
Like a tote?
Yeah.
Ooh, they have them in stainless steel. Look, they have a few different ones, man.
Yeah, we got different ones now.
This one's only $21.99.
Yeah. Kegworks, that's the one that this guy had, I think.
Is it really?
Made it for the shoots, I think.
Well, it looks exactly like this one, the one from Kegworks. This
Yeah.
is what is this? I don't even know how you would say this. Asobu?
Asobu.
That is hilarious. Asobu. That's funny. Yeah. But this is definitely yeah, man, I did not realize this was on Amazon Prime. I swear to God, that's a done deal. Now there's this other one, that Mira beer growler. That one looks pretty cool. That one looks more like a thermos.
Yeah, I clicked over on the right arrow and it pops up with this. What's this one? Hydro flask, insulated stainless steel wide mouth bottle and beer growler, 64 ounce, $43 to $97. Ooh.
Yeah. Now see this other one. This Mira beer growler is actually insulated.
Yeah. Okay. So that's nice.
So this is it 64 ounce?
Yeah, it is. Looks like.
So this one will says it'll keep it chilled for up to 24 hours, man.
Cool.
Now you're talking.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Since when do I ever need 64 ounces in 24 hours? It's going to be bigger than that if it's got that kind of capacity.
Yeah.
24 hours, man. I need a lot of beer in that amount of time. It only needs to keep it cold for like 20 minutes if it's only got 64 ounces. Can you just do a really great job for 20 minutes and then a half-ass job for all day?
Yeah.
The other 23 and a half hours.
Actually, that's one that you kind of need out here. You know, if you're going to be bringing your beer home.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, if you have to drive a ways to get your beer and it's hot, you know, like Phoenix hot, like 110 degrees hot.
It's hotter than balls. Yeah. I mean, it's
ball hot.
It's ball hot. Yes.
This is, for the people that don't know, this is the part of the show where it falls apart.
We apologize. Well, no, we really don't.
This beer was 16.9%, and I'm almost done with it.
10 and a half on here. I've still got.
So you've got no problem with heat in your house right now.
Nope, it's plenty warm in here.
That's
it's almost balls hot down in here.
And he just got out of the shower.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that is one of those deals there. Oh, there's Bum. Sweetwater's also available in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, they are. In Pittsburgh specifically because Spike, the head brewmaster, is a huge Pittsburgh Steelers fan, so he made a deal with one of the Steelers owners who is in charge of one of the big distributors in Pennsylvania.
I think he mentioned
season
that before.
tickets. Yeah, he has season tickets. He goes up for like 7 out of the 8 home games. He goes up to Pittsburgh.
Yeah, it's boy, I'm looking forward to football. Man, I just love football.
It's like 3 weeks away. Don't they start?
I also got my woohoo
Season tickets?
No, passport application.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
In case things go seriously wrong, you can just like get out of the country really fast.
Yeah, you need to have that thing on backup, man. You know what I'm saying? You never know when you got
in a secure location. So you can just grab and go.
Yeah, you might have to go quickly.
You might have to escape.
That's right. Yeah, you never know. So, yeah, I think I'm gonna hopefully next year I'll be do some traveling. I definitely plan
out
on
of the country.
Yeah.
They don't like us out there, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But,
all right. As long as you know that, I mean.
I do have a couple of people across the pond that would like to share a pint, and we'll see if we can make that happen. You know what I'm saying? We'll see. It ain't no. You could also go over and get your new large format camera from Dennis over there in London. That's true.
A pint. I think he would tip a pint with us. I think several pints. Dennis.
Several. Yeah. That would be a blast, wouldn't it? To plan a big. If I know that I can go across the pond, I will be talking about it a lot because I would like some folks to see if they could go too. That would be cool to meet up with even if it's just 1 or 2 people and check it out, man. I think that would be a lot of fun. But yeah, we do have a big fan of the show, John, and he's.
Yeah. He lives above the Guinness Brewery, I think, doesn't he?
I think.
He does. I mean, he's like he has an apartment right above the brew kettle.
Yeah, it is definitely one of the places I want to go is Ireland. I definitely want to go to Ireland. But before even the UK, I really want to go there. I really want to check it out. So that's I'm opening up my bucket list, man.
Now, I think that's if you're going to go, like, travel out of the country, the UK, London, Ireland, Great Britain, I mean, that's like a great place to go because everybody still speaks English. Yeah. And it's a completely different culture.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of great stuff to do. I mean,
well, they have these things over there called hostels, too, and I've seen movies about these things. I don't think you want to stay there. If you see one, just so you know.
Run away?
Yeah, these movies, I've seen like 3 movies or something about these things, man, and these are not good things. I think it starts out like you get like a cheap room with a bunch of other people, but it turns out bad. There's a bunch of documentaries, like 3 of them or something on the. You might check those out if you're thinking about doing the hostel thing.
The hostel, yeah.
The hostel.
The hostel, yeah. No, you can look on Airbnb and find something fairly decent.
That would be the thing to do.
As long as it doesn't say
hostel.
hostel.
Like rent like a beer house in London for a few days. Hang out.
They do have that, They do have those, like the same thing that cigar companies have, where you can buy like a whole vacation for a week. Some breweries do offer that. It's like a brewery tour for a few days, and you stay at the brewery or somewhere close to the brewery. And
I think that's what John did. He like took the tour and he stayed in the upstairs apartment. He's like, I'm staying here forever.
Yeah, that's it. Done.
I'm done.
Done.
I've got my place.
Done.
I'm good.
Done.
So you said it's above the Guinness places where?
Yeah, he lives in Dublin.
So he gulps the big black stuff.
Yeah.
So he'll live a good long time from.
Yep.
This is curious. As I heard.
Now
makes
he's
you live
curious.
A long time.
Oh man, Dave, you heard it here first. Dave is curious.
I'm curious. I was never
That's
much.
where it all starts. It's once you get curious.
Hey,
that's it.
This is a coming out kind of show right here, man. We've a lot of people have come out here on this show.
Now you posted that a couple weeks ago about the 100-year-old granny that drinks Guinness every day.
Yeah.
She gulps the black stuff.
Yeah.
John said, wow, if that's the case, I think I'll live to 347 years old.
Yeah,
whatever that means, John.
I was thinking I was leaving pretty early.
Yeah.
Whatever floats your boat, it's fine.
There's no judging here, man. You know what I'm saying? It's
but I think he actually lives above the brew kettle, and he just like has it. It's like he got hot, cold, and Guinness. It's like
true.
a tap.
Yeah, it is.
Turns it on.
Yeah, you've got 2 spigots and a tap.
And a tap in the middle.
Yeah.
He probably bathes in this stuff.
Yeah, that's how all that works right there. And then you've got Barrett getting fed.
Yeah,
even
stuff in his pie hole.
Yeah. He doesn't have to, touch anything when he goes to the urinal, and he definitely doesn't have to touch the fork to feed himself. See? He's got a good life, man.
He's good, man. Yeah. Life of Barrett.
He's the original hands-free person. I mean,
hands-free. It's a hands-free lifestyle.
You think you're something with your Bluetooth. He's like, Bluetooth, yeah.
Sorry I jumped on so late, guys. I was trying to get on earlier.
Hey, no problem, man. No problem. We're
about ready to get done, right?
Yeah, we're out of here.
All right. Sorry, man.
Hey, not a big deal, man. You know how it is.
Last couple weeks, man, I didn't get an invite, so I thought you'd like kind of diss me or something.
Well, last week there was no show.
Okay.
So yeah, we did dish you last week.
Okay.
But yeah, no, this week we're back. Yeah.
We're back. Yes.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I do. I definitely am getting that passport because if you remember, I missed out on an opportunity in the past because I didn't have one,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, I ain't gonna let that happen again.
Yep.
Keep getting a lot of communications from people, and I'm saying, I better go ahead and do that. Something might happen here. We'll see.
For $100, it's worth it. I mean,
Yeah.
in the last 10 years, I mean, it's like $1 a month.
Yeah.
For the ability to escape if you need to. Yeah.
Pew! Get out of here, man.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Off to Paraguay or something, never to be heard from again.
It looks like Mark is growing something there.
Yeah, I've just kind of left it. Like when we were in Colorado a couple months ago, I stuck my head out the window and like this possum hit my face, and I shaved off everything except right around here, and it's still there. It hasn't grown in at all. So I'm like, well, what the hell? I'll just
wait. Did he say possum? Yeah, that's what it was. It was possum. Possum hit his face. That's what he calls it.
Hey, we all got names for it.
We're calling it that now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a western possum. Rocky Mountain possum.
That's what you call it when it's really furry. A Rocky Mountain possum.
Yep. Code word.
Yeah, that's code word for, it ain't shaved in a while.
Oh, natural.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, we're out of here, man. We'll talk at you next week, man. Appreciate it.
I'll be here next week, guys.
All right. We'll see you then.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Take care.